Now folks, if there's anything that we're talking about in particular these days, it's supporting our local markets. What's that? Australian made, Australian owned. So have a look at this vehicle here. Kenworth, made in Melbourne, Australia. Then we've also got the EuroPantech, owned by Dave, manufactured in Melbourne. Now the best thing about this story in particular is the fact that also Dave's running our wheel balance rings. Now so many people have said, oh, you know, why would you bother doing going to the extent of fitting out your prime move, for example. Well, Dave's gone one step further. He's done them on the steers, right? They keep on going, and they've done them on the drives as well. And then they've gone through and they've done every single axle on the trailer as well. So that's just one example. So now this is just a typical story where we've got customers that will come through, stone, just claiming, no, I only ever balance the steers. I've said to so many people, well, if that's the case, then, you know, would you do the same to your own family's vehicle, your own car? No, most people, everyone for that matter, always balances every wheel on their car, so why wouldn't you do the same with this particular key piece of machinery that's actually making money to pay off the lots of those home loans, car loans, or other investments that you've got in your life? So you want this thing running as professional and economically variable as possible. So let's just make our way down a little bit further as it's running onto balancing the jewels at the same time. So that ring, I've got it the steer balance ring here, but the one for the jewels actually sits in between those two wheels, and that's balancing two wheels at the same time on all these four axles all the way through. We've had people now in Melbourne, Western Australia, that have started, like I mentioned, on the steers, but then they've come back and they've done the jewels, the drives, then they've actually gone one step further, and now we've got customers doing dollies and road trains as much as 3 or even 4, with the likes of your twin steer tandem drives, particularly in Western Australia. Now we're starting to see a lot of Mercedes and Volvo prime movers starting out just on the steers. Then when they realise immediately that they're getting an extra maybe 40, 50,000 Ks, that's when they realise, okay, if we could get maybe an extra 100,000 on the drives, imagine what we could get on the trailers. So just consider it, folks. Every bit of money that you spend, the biggest spenders are always going to be your fuel, and then secondly comes in your wear and tear on your tyres. So if you can cut it by at least 25%, which we actually fully guarantee, well, why not? Because we've got customers claiming that every day of the week that they're getting up to and even more than 50%. So in other words, that tyre that's worth maybe $1,000, you're actually cutting in half to $500, and never balance that wheel for the rest of the life of that vehicle. Take them off, chuck them onto the next one, because why? The stud pattern doesn't change, and there you go. You don't ever have to pay for a wheel balance ever again for the next vehicle as well. So just remember, it's Atlas, it's balanced.